Hello and welcome to Module 6 of the ITIL 4 Service Desk Practice Certification Training. Module 6 is about the Service Desk Capability Development. The exam syllabus includes understanding how the ITIL capability model can be used to develop this practice, and also how the ITIL guiding principles can also be used to develop the practice. So by the end of this topic and module, you will be able to explain the capability levels of the ITIL maturity model, the 5 levels that is, understand how capability criteria for service desk can be used to develop the practice, meaning each capability level has certain criteria to be fulfilled, and also plan a capability self-assessment and explain how the ITIL guiding principles support the recommendations for service desk development, meaning how can you use the ITIL guiding principles to develop your service desk further. We have the ITIL maturity model, which is about the capability and maturity. Management practices enable an organization's ability to perform certain tasks and achieve objectives. In the ITIL situation, an organizational capability can be defined as an organization's ability to develop, perform, and implement a management practice, such as a service desk practice. The ITIL maturity model is flexible and not restricted to assessing only against the structure and concepts of ITIL 4. It can also be used in organizations that may have followed other guidance and best practice sources. So the assessment of the organization's service management and capability is based on evidence of the fulfillment of defined criteria relating to the 34 ITIL management practices. And the assessments of the organization's maturity, not the service management capability, but the maturity is based on the evidence of the fulfillment of criteria relating to the 5 key components of the organization's service value system. The key point is, although the ITIL maturity model is based on the architecture and concepts of ITIL 4, it is not designed to assess the extent or success of implementation of the ITIL guidance. Both the practices and SVS components can be assessed in organizations that have been developing their service management and capabilities and management systems using any relevant guidance and sources of good practice rather than just ITIL. The ITIL maturity model. The ITIL maturity model is a tool that organizations can use to objectively and comprehensively assess their service management capabilities and the maturity of the organization's service value system. The primary purpose of such assessment is to inform the organization's improvement planning by highlighting the areas that need improvement. Meaning there are multiple purposes for carrying out a maturity assessment. The applicability of these purposes and the validity of the assessment results are subject to the assessment scope, independence, and adherence to the recommended assessment process. There may be other relevant purposes of such assessments, such as monitoring the progress of improvements to the organization's capabilities and maturity, understanding how an organization's capability and maturity compare to those of other organizations, which is benchmarking against them, obtaining a formal confirmation of the organization's ability to act as an effective service provider, meaning obtain a certification, for example, in an ISO standard. Here we have the capability levels. For each ITIL practice, the ITIL maturity model defines criteria for every capability level, starting from level 2 onwards until level 5. These criteria can be used to assess the practice's ability to fulfill its purpose and to contribute to the organization's service value system. The capability criteria developed for each practice are designed to ensure a comprehensive capability assessment. To achieve this, the criteria cover all the practice success factors, or the PSFs, and all capability levels, starting from the level 2. So we have level 1 to start with, wherein the practice is not well organized. The performance is initial, intuitive, or even we could say habitual. It may occasionally or partially achieve its purpose through an incomplete set of activities, meaning at this level 1, the purpose of the practice is not achieved. Now, level 2 indicates the practice systematically achieves its purpose through a basic set of activities supported by specialized resources. So the criteria mapped here is about basic set of activities being performed. The purpose of the practice is achieved through such specialized resources. Level 3, the practice is well defined and it achieves its purpose in an organized way. It uses dedicated resources, relying on inputs from other practices that are integrated into a service management system. At level 4, the practice achieves its purpose in a highly organized way, and its performance is continually measured and assessed in the context of the service management system. Level 5, wherein the practice is continually improving the organizational capabilities associated with its purpose. So note the keywords under each level. Level 1, not well organized, initial, intuitive, or even habitual. Level 2, the purpose is achieved through the basic activities using specialized resources. Level 3, practice is well defined. The purpose is achieved here also, but in an organized way. Dedicated resources and integration also occurs here. Level 4, highly organized. The purpose is achieved in a highly organized way, and there is continual measurement and assessment. Level 5, where there is continual improvement. Here we look at the design of the capability criteria. So we have practices which are defined by ITIL 4, describes 34 management capabilities or practices. The practice success factors, as we have seen in this services practice, similarly, we have the practice success factors in all ITIL 4 practices. And there may be between 2 to 4 PSFs in each practice, and these are required for the practice to fulfill its purpose. Capability criteria, these are defined for every practice success factor at different levels for each practice. And these are mapped to the 4 dimensions of the service management. So therefore, the approach results in every practice having several capability criteria based on the practice PSFs and mapped to the 4 dimensions of service management. The number of criteria at each level differs. The 4 dimensions are covered starting from level 3. So this level typically has more criteria than the other criteria, such as the level 2, which has much less criteria.